Good day, learners. Again, I am your teacher, Ma'am Mary Grace M. Montero. This week, we're going to tackle about English 5, Quarter 4, Week 2, Comparison and Contrast, or Comparison and Contrast Relationship. So, here, you're going to write a paragraph showing comparison and contrast relationship. This was taken from the MELC EN5WC 2B 2.2.5. So for the meantime, let's review of what is a paragraph. Anyone? And of course, when we say paragraph, what consists a paragraph? So here, you're going to identify the parts of the paragraph based on its colored sentences. What color is the topic sentence, the supporting sentences, and the concluding sentence? So we have here a paragraph and I will read it to you. So cats are nice pets. They are less demanding like dogs. Unlike dogs, you don't need a cat for a walk every day. You do not have to bath them always because they know to clean themselves. If you want to go on vacation, you can leave some food and water for your cat and it will be okay. Just like a dog, cat can sleep beside you and keep you warm at night. I think these things makes cats good pets too, just like dogs and any other animals. So after reading this paragraph, you have to write or tell me what is the topic sentence, the supporting sentences, and the concluding sentence. Now, let's move on to let's move on to this activity. Look at the pictures. So we have pictures here below. What can you say? First, what can you say about them? And where do we find them? The first picture, the butterflies and the flowers, while the other one are the bees. Okay, tell me something more about these pictures. Okay, so now let's unlock first some difficulties. Let's unlock some unfamiliar words for you to easily understand the paragraph that we're going to read after this activity. So give the meaning of each underlined words by the clues given within the sentence. So you can write your answer on a piece of paper. You can use also a dictionary for you to get the meaning of the following unfamiliar words. First, arthropods are families of organisms like insects, such as ants, dragonflies, bees, and butterflies. So, find out or look for the meaning of arthropods. 2. The house were all made of glass so clear and transparent that one could look through a window. The underlined word is transparent. 3. A single ant colony can include over 5 million busy members. The underlined word is colony. So look for the meaning of the word colony. 4. The involuntary action of insects who carry pollen from one flower to another are actually starting the process of pollination. The underlined word or the unfamiliar word here is pollination. And number 5, the association seems to have a symbiotic one with each informing the other. The unfamiliar word or the difficult word here is symbiotic. What do we mean by symbiotic? So you have 5 minutes to look for the meaning of the following underlined unfamiliar words. Okay, now as we read this, try to remember the meaning that you got from the dictionary of the underlined or the unfamiliar words. Okay, so read and understand the story, then answer the following questions. The story entitled Butterflies and Bees. Okay, sit up straight, listen carefully as I read this story. Butterflies and bees have something in common. Both belong to the same kingdom called anthropods. They live all over the world. Their wings are very different, though butterflies have brightly colored wings and bees are transparent. Bees live in large groups called colonies. Butterflies do not. They often travel by themselves. Butterflies and bees are also similar because they are both responsible in pollination. They feed off of nectar and pollen from flowers. Flowers co-evolve with these both insects to create a symbiotic relationship. Let us protect them and their habitat because they play important role in our ecosystem. Alright children, did you understand the story that we read? Okay, if you really understood the story, let's answer the comprehension check-up or the questions that I will flash here. Alright, so who are the characters of the story? Okay, you can write your answer on your paper or on your notebook, or you can answer it directly on your answer sheet. First, who are the characters of the story? Second, where did the story happen? Third, what kind of story is it? Describe the butterflies and bees. What are common to them? What are the common characteristics of butterflies and bees? And of course, please provide also the differences of butterflies and bees. So let's answer also the value formation here. Are butterflies and bees important in the ecosystem? If your answer is yes, how? If your answer is no, how also? What do we do to protect them? So, what are the steps in order to protect the butterflies and bees or in order to protect our ecosystem? Next, activity. Investigate work with a partner using Venn diagram. So, this is an example of Venn diagram. So, we have here two circles and then at the center, you're going to write the similarities. At the center of the circle, you're going to write the similarities. And then at the side, two sides of the circles, you're going to write the contrasting characteristics of butterflies and bees based on the story. Next, let's study the picture. This is the text structure. Compare and contrast. Show how two or more things are alike and or how they are different. So like I've said a while ago, the two sides of the circle are the contrasting ideas. So here, we can use signal words to show contrasting ideas like different from, however, although, on the other hand, as opposed to, more than, less than, on the contrary. These are the signal words that we can use to show contrasting ideas or opposing ideas. While for when we compare ideas with similar characteristics, we can use these signal words like similar to, alike, same as, not only but also, resemble, as well as, and both. So here, what can you say about it? Then make a comparison and contrast based on the animals lion and tiger. So you can use the signal words provided for you to compare the lion and the tiger. Okay, next. So like this one, we show here the comparison and contrast of lion and tiger. So you can write sentences or paragraph using the following words. Okay. Another activity, we call it think, pair, share. So you have to work with your partners. So choose from your classmate as your partner and then do this activity. Compare yourself to someone else. It could be your best friend, sibling, or classmate. Plan the paragraph by completing the Venn diagram. So, Venn diagram, uh, for, for example, two circles yun. No? Yun yung Venn diagram. We use this to compare and to show contrasting ideas of two persons. No? So here, Venn diagram gagamitin. You will write a paragraph that compares and contrasts. You must use compare and contrast keywords in the paragraph. So yung mga signal words na ginamit natin kanina, yung pinakita kanina dun sa Venn diagram, pwede nyo rin yung gamitin to show compare and contrast. So those are keywords or the signal words. Have a good topic sentence and use many details. How you are same and different than the person to whom you are comparing yourself. So, yun po. So, remember, in comparing things, people, or places, treat them similarly. If you mention a certain detail about one, be sure to include it or to note the lack of it in your comparison. Here are the expressions to use: however, but, as well as, on the other hand, while, although, similarly, and yet. So these are the keywords or the signal words for you to compare or to show similarities and opposing ideas. Next, write a short paragraph showing comparison and contrast after choosing one of the given topics. So just choose one topic and you have to make a short paragraph showing comparison and contrast. And take note of the use of the keywords that we discussed a while ago. So these are the topics that you're going to choose. First, horror and comedy films. Pwede ring number 2, fruits and vegetables. 3, wet market and supermarket. So this is the rubrics for checking your activity. So we have here uh, 5 pointers to check your activity. And then we have also uh, four scores, no, para ma-check nyo. For yung 4 scores na yun, 1, you will get only 1 point. It means needs improvement. 2 point for fair, 3 for good, and 4 for excellent. So for example, your introduction, you introduces the topic is uh, she or she is writing. So kung hindi na-introduce ng maayos, you get only 1. Kung okay ang pagkaka-introduce, excellent. Then, punctuation and capitalization. Always observe punctuation and capitalization. Student uses accurate or punctuation and capital letters to begin and end sentence. Grammar and spelling. Student uses subject and verb agreement and writes complete and correct spelling of words, sentences that make sense. Then yung sa content and ideas, student writes on topic and adds details. And for your conclusion, student includes a well-developed conclusion. Yeah. Next, for your assignment, read the story and be able to answer the following questions. So this is the story entitled Interesting Eating Habits from Different Cultures. Okay. One of the joys of traveling abroad is the exposure to different types of cuisine. This makes up 50% of experience, a priceless bit of insight into the type of food that the locals consume on a daily basis. It is pretty widely known that Indians traditionally eat with hands. Many Indians today, whether living in India or not, mainly the practice using their hands, just like more Filipinos in the Philippines. They say that it is more delicious to do so. Filipinos eat their meals with rice, which serves as the staple food. In China, the use of chopsticks when eating. Chinese cuisine is one that needs practice. To hold the chopsticks properly, first hold the first stick like a pencil, and the second stick between your thumb and your right finger. Your middle finger should be in between the two chopsticks, acting as somewhat of a fulcrum. In South Korea, respect for seniors and elders is the key element to keep in mind. Before beginning a meal, make sure that the seniors and elders on the table have begun eating first. Unlike in China and Japan, holding your rice bowl in your hand is not a norm here, unless you are receiving food or drinks served to you. Should hold your bowl with two hands to be polite. In sum, these are some of the fascinating and interesting eating habits of people from different cultures. So let us show respect and appreciation from each other's culture. So these are the questions or that we're going to answer. First, what is the story about? Second, what are the countries mentioned in the story? 3. Describe how Indians eat. Filipinos, Chinese, Koreans, and Japanese. And fourth, how many paragraphs does the story have? Identify and name them. And the fifth one, what are the statements from the story showing the comparison and contrast? Please elaborate. You can use also the Venn diagram and some keywords or signal words to compare and contrast. That's it for today. The first part of week 2. Thank you and God bless. Again, I'm your teacher, Ma'am Mary Grace M. Montero, signing off.